Hello and happy 4th of July. The fireworks are still going off, and I just had this pretty awesome idea all evening that I haven't been able to really stop thinking about, and I wanted to post about it. So, first off, well, it really has to do with being okay with starting something new and even when it's not ready. And really, I would hope that the point of this message is that you should push your development out sooner than you would otherwise, right? Just even if you're not ready to like start with a new idea or get something new going, that you accelerate it and put it out sooner, right? Okay, so a couple things. Think about this. When my sister-in-law was dating my brother 15 years ago, she said, "Man, I remember that one sibling. They were just like kind of in their ugly phase. 11 years old, wrong proportions, just goofy looking, right? Like we all go through it. We all go through that phase where we haven't grown into our bodies, right? Maybe our ears are big and and we're just, we're not proportional. And that happens, right? You go through this non-proportional phase and then you grow in and you thicken out and you look great. Um, Ideas are the same. But if, so ideas have an ugly face too. Anything that's amazing right now, at one point was ugly. At one point, other people didn't understand it very well. At one point, there were a lot of naysayers. And even looking at, look at Facebook. Oh, how are they going to make money? Their stock's overpriced. It comes out at $28. It goes down to 16. How are they going to make money? Yada yada yada. It's at $200 right now, right? 5 years later, it's crazy. So every idea goes through an ugly phase, and the key to get out of the ugly phase more quickly is through exposure. So, for example, two examples. I'm doing this YouTube channel. If you look back at, and I intentionally numbered them like episode 1 through like we're on 100 and this episode is I think 103, okay? Go back and look at like video 10, and even in the last 6 months, like I'm just a lot more comfortable. And I still think that this will be considered like my ugly phase of videos because I think I'm going to get so good at it, right? But video 10, I didn't speak as clearly. I was a little just less comfortable in front of the camera. I had an ugly face. It was an ugly face. And now I have a YouTube channel that people can look at and say, well, Dale, you need to fix this, this, and the other. But if I hadn't started at all, if my idea wasn't exposed to the world, to the naysayers, and to the critics and to the people that can help me optimize it, then they couldn't make it better, right? They just couldn't make it better. So it's something that I put out in the world. At Bike Wagon, we had several examples of ideas and concepts that it was an idea in my mind, one specifically that people didn't really believe was necessary or needed. But I knew that it was needed. I knew the business. I knew what we needed. I knew what kind of problems we'd have in the future. So this one specifically was called sales ops, sales opportunities, where I knew that we were going to need to track our closeout buys much more closely in the future than we were currently. But nobody wanted to do it. They didn't think it was necessary. It was a lot more. It was more of a system. It was more work. It was more just a lot more tracking of things that why did we need to track it? But I knew that we needed to. So instead of just letting everybody bulldoze me and say, no, Dale, it's not needed, I said, well, I'm not going to let you criticize this idea that you don't understand. I'm going to build it out and create it so you can actually understand it a little more. And then what happened is they're like, oh, yeah, I can see how this is needed. I can see how that's needed. And within a year and a half, it was fully implemented, and we were processing nearly 3 times as many closeouts, within like a 2-year window. So, and we couldn't have done it without that new system. So, I have to create a bunch of emails for Venture anyway. Like when I get new people in through YouTube, I want to be able to send them like this process, I want to take them through a process through email. And I've been delaying that because I want it to be perfect and everything else. And that's why I'm thinking more about this. I need to create the straw house and put my idea out in the world because I understand it well enough. And once I can create And once I can put enough of it out there for people to start to catch the vision, then they can help me optimize it and make it even better. But they can't do that unless I expose my idea to the world. So if you have an idea, just get it going into the ugly phase first so it can be exposed and grow into it into the right proportions and look beautiful, right? But it can't, your idea can't just go and pass through the ugly phase. It has to spend time in the ugly phase. So if you're worried about like, oh, I'm not ready for my idea yet, as quickly as you can just put it out there and have other people to start to build it up, just do it. So I will be doing that tomorrow. I'm going to be getting my, putting a lot of stuff out there. So some of it may be ugly for a little bit, but it's going to be awesome eventually. And anybody that created anything great had to put things out, and they went through an ugly phase. So there you go. Thank you for being here with me this evening. It's like way past my bedtime, but here's for episode 104, and I will, no, 103, and I will see you on my video tomorrow. See you later.